Welcome to Positive Energy with Crystals. My name's Hillary, and today we're doing part of my series where I recommend crystals for fictional characters, and this is the tarot version. Be sure you check out all the other ones for the explanation of what I'm doing. I'm excited because we are in the court cards. And this is the reason I chose, or I wanted to do this. I'm using Lisa Papez's book. If you haven't seen it, Unlocking the Tarot, you have to. It was perfect for this because it gave such good explanations. And one of her videos, she talked about the personalities of the court cards, and that's what gave me the idea of doing this. And she gave me her blessing on doing this, and I'm so thankful she did it, and it has been so much fun. After this, I only have 2 more, and I'm a little sad, but at the same time, it's a lot of work. These tarot characters, they're something, especially the cups. The cups are hard. I know I've just done the major arcana and the wands. That's all I've done so far. But the cups were hard and a little exhausting. Now you're going to see I don't have very many here because I think some of them have 3. I think most of them have 3, and there's 1, maybe 2 that have 4. But it was hard, and I've gone back and forth and had to go back and change, and this was hard. So now that I got my whining out of the way, let's start. We'll start with the Page of Cups. Now, remember in Lisa's book, she does the court cards a little bit different. She does a sliding scale. So on the Page of Cups sliding scale, he goes from sensitive to fragile. Also remember, these are crystal recommendations to help these characters. This isn't what I think the Page of Cups, the crystals that represent him, these are what I think would help him. So, also in Lisa's book, she gives a character that she kind of associates with that, like a character from a book, movie, show, whatever. Her character for the Page of Cups was Fluttershy from My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic. I don't know that I've watched that one, but I remember My Little Pony, and it kind of fits, you know. I could see the My Little Pony energy here. So, let me bring my notes closer so I can read easier. The Page of Cups strengths are caring, supportive, and attentive. Notice the slightest nuance and will recognize something bothering you. The struggles for the Page of Cups is emotionally fragile, gets feelings hurt. There was my first air conditioner break, which was a little weird because I just started. It's not even that hot outside. It's only 89 outside. Anyway, so the Page of Cups struggles are he's emotionally fragile, gets feelings hurt easily, and don't always know how to advocate for themselves. Can find it hard to prioritize themselves or establish and hold boundaries in relationships. Can be shy and easily overwhelmed or overpowered by louder voices in the room. So for the Page of Cups, we're going to focus on some self-love, confidence, and calming all the mental stuff that's kind of bringing him down. So first is fluorite. Now I just did a video where I worked with fluorite for the month of June, and so right away, because this was my chill out crystal, I decided the page needed my chill out crystal. So let's see, I chose it because it calms the mental stuff, and it helps guide from state of anxiety to tranquility, helps flourish under pressure of chaos. It helps with grounding and stabilize energy, and helps with stress relief. So fluorite for the start off with, and then the calcite. So I'm going to rub it between my fingers. Pistachio calcite helps communicate our truest thoughts. It helps balance emotions, helps relaxation, helps release energy blockages that prevent personal growth. Plus it's a calcite, so it's really gentle energy. And I thought he could use some gentle energy. And then we also have Luna Rose Quartz. So just as a reminder, Luna Rose Quartz is a mixture of rose quartz and graphite. So I cannot say that. Luna Rose Quartz has a soothing energy, helps with self-love and acceptance. It helps with emotional healing, inner peace, and protection. That was another air conditioner break. This video is going to take forever. Anyway, back to the Page of Cups. Last crystal is Mookaite. Mookaite helps you see all of your options in life, boost new ideas and new perspective, build self-esteem, and help live in the moment. I need to do a Mookaite video. It is just, it looks different in every piece you pick up. It is such a cool crystal. Anyway, so for the Page of Cups, we've got fluorite, pistachio calcite, Luna Rose Quartz, and Mookaite. Alright, move him off to the side. Next is the Knight of Cups. This one, I think out of all four, like I said before, the cup suit is the hardest one I've done so far. And I think the Knight, he's the hardest so far. But he's got 4 crystals, which is surprising. So on Lisa's sliding scale, he goes from romantic to unreliable. Now, Lisa's character, I don't have any idea. It's Edward Cullen from Twilight. I've never seen the Twilight movies. So I have no idea. His strengths are loving, romantic, and emotionally available. Can be diplomatic when dealing with conflict, and can be great at prioritizing those they are about. Love to love. They're imaginative and think creatively around problems. Determined to move forward. Now the struggles for the Knight of Cups are at risk of getting lost in their fantasies. Avoid or escape instead of facing things when life gets tough. When relationships get real or challenging, are tempted to run away, and making them sometimes fickle as partners. So we're going to focus on grounding and some encouragement. And I just want to point out that Lisa used the word fickle, and that made me laugh, and I love that. And I don't know why I was so amused with that. So first, for the Knight of Cups, we've got Citrine. Citrine is a cheerleader. It's emotional strength. It gives you emotional strength to support yourself and those around you. Helps get rid of fear and self-doubt. It refills the soul with happiness. Helps raise self-esteem, confidence, and strength. I thought that was a good one for Knight of Cups, especially the cheerleader part. Next is Dalmatian Jasper. Dalmatian Jasper helps with strength and determination, encourages cooperation and harmony. It is supportive, helps raise confidence levels, helps let go of things you've outgrown. I thought that was really good for. I think, sometimes there's like one crystal that if I could only choose one crystal for each of these characters, I think Dalmatian Jasper would be the Knight of Cups, one crystal. Let's see. Next, Dendritic Agate. It is so pretty. I love this piece because it's the slice, so you can see all the layers. It's so pretty. Anyway, so Dendritic Agate is good for grounding. It attracts abundance, prosperity, and growth, not just monetary. It's calming. It helps you find comfort in smaller human things. The next one is Desert Rose Selenite. Desert Rose Selenite is good for protection, helps increase self-confidence and self-worth. It helps strengthen relationships, increase motivation to achieve your goals. And it's out of focus. There we go. So, for the Knight of Cups, we've got Citrine, Dalmatian Jasper, Dendritic Agate, and Desert Rose Selenite. Next is the Queen of Cups. Scooching stuff. So the Queen of Cups on this Lisa's sliding scale goes from nurturing to smothering. Lisa's character, which I thought was perfect, is Belle from Beauty and the Beast. So the Queen's strengths are supportive, attentive, intuitive, and eager to be of service. Seems to know what is going on with others and how to best show up for them in that moment. Can be biggest cheerleader and most tender confidant. And will drop anything for someone in need. Now the struggles are can care so much they become smothering, can become codependent or overly attached, and can neglect their own needs and problems. Neglect their own needs and can have problems establishing and holding boundaries. So we need to focus on some more self-care, grounding, manifestation, and some intuition. I think those are all important for this queen. So we're going to start with clear quartz. Clear quartz brings clarity to shadows within the mind, balance and harmony, helps manifest intentions, enhance psychic powers and focus, and helps amplify intuition. Clear quartz just seems like a very generic crystal to me, and clear quartz can be substituted for pretty much any crystal. So I don't recommend clear quartz very often in these situations because I want like really specific properties for the crystals. But for some reason, like I was saying before about the one crystal, I think clear quartz would be the Queen of Cups one crystal. And that's kind of rare for me to think of that. Alright, next is copal. Now, copal is also burned as a resin, but it's also a crystal. And what it is it's also a tree sap, kind of like amber, but it's not as old as amber. And you're not going to get the clear, like, find bugs and stuff. There's like a little bit of rock or something in there, or tree bark, but copal, it's not as pretty as amber, but it's still pretty good. Copal is good for emotional healing and depression. Helps with attention, it helps manifest ideas into reality, and can increase confidence. And next, I think the Queen needs some crazy lace agate. Crazy lace agate, and I think I've actually recommended this quite a bit through these videos. It's good, it's supportive and encouraging, encourages maturity and brings stability, increases self-esteem, transformation, it shows how to start your life again, and helps with, I wrote down transformation twice, so it helps a lot with transformation. It helps with confidence and decision making. And so for the Queen, we've got clear quartz, copal, and crazy lace agate. Alright, one more. And we haven't had an air conditioner break in a while, which means it's going to happen pretty soon. So the King of Cups on Lisa's sliding scale goes from approachable to complacent. Lisa's character is even better than Belle for the Queen of Cups. It's Mr. Rogers from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. This is perfect. It's the most perfect one so far, and it also made it really easy. So I kind of, when I was coming up with the crystals, I was kind of picturing what I would choose for Mr. Rogers, which was kind of funny. So the King's strengths are gentle, knows how to connect with others and on their level, helps meeting them with empathy and compassion, helps remain composed, can be dependent upon to come through for you, even when situation is challenging. So the struggles can be complacent, can be touchy, irritable, or volatile when not at their best, can be indirect communicators, can focus on others while ignoring their own needs. So very much, this whole suit has been very much, they need self-care, self-love, focus on their self a little bit and not so much on others. So we're going to focus on self-care, communication, some grounding, and a little bit of calming. Now I only have 3 crystals for, even though there's 4 there, I'll explain that in a minute. I only have 3. So I guess everybody, so the first 2 had 4 and the Queen and King only had 3. So we're going to start with red jasper, which helps, it's a stabilizer, and it helps soothe the mind. It has a nurturing energy, it's grounding, helps settle the mind, and it's good luck. Rhodochrosite, and all I could find was this little piece. I know I have bigger pieces, but I have no idea where they are right now. Rhodochrosite helps encourage to feel love for yourself and what you do. It helps with friendship, compassion, self-love, patience, stress relief, happiness, and creativity. And then celestite. Now celestite, I'm a little sad. It got broke. And you can see it's got this kind of natural line here, but that's not where it broke. It broke there. So my little egg celestite is now 2 halves. So I have 2 small pieces with very sharp edges. But celestite helps communication, speech, and clear thoughts. It helps relieve stress, tension, and despair. Helps with creativity, especially expressing the creativity, especially like in the music and art. It cools fiery emotions that you keep hidden. It's gentle, uplifting energy, and brings mental clarity. And it can also help people who have to speak in public. So for the King of Cups, we've got celestite, red jasper, and rhodochrosite. So there's my crystal recommendations for everybody in the court cards of the Suit of Cups. Like I said before, this is so much fun. I love this. This was hard. The cups was definitely hard. Next is the swords, and hopefully they're a little easier. And it's funny because it seems like the cups are everybody's favorite suit, and I think it's because they are like such a helpful to others type of suit, and which almost it made it harder because they needed to focus, do a lot of self-care, self-love, focus on themselves, and hopefully what I recommended for them will help them. So that's it for this episode. If next time, like I said, we'll be doing swords, and I will see you next time.